Welcome and good evening, Oklahoma wrestling fans. I am Sean Silvas, and we are live inside the Guthrie High School Gymnasium, where the Duncan Demons have traveled east to meet up with tonight's duel against the Guthrie Bluejays. The Bluejays are currently in the middle of a marathon week, as they've been wrestling, seems like nonstop for the past couple of weeks. But this marathon of competition is going to continue through tonight's duel against Duncan. And then tomorrow both teams will travel to Carl Albert for a 5A preview tournament where they're going to battle for position in rankings and future seedings at the regional tournament. And tonight's match is going to have big implications for the Class 5A pool, as Guthrie's currently ranked number 6 in Class 5A, and Duncan is looking to improve their number 11 ranking. And if they can pull it off tonight with a big upset, it should be an exciting night of wrestling. Here, the Demons are going to feature 9 individual wrestlers currently ranked in the top 10, and to their part, Guthrie has 5 of its athletes also ranked in the top 10 in Oklahoma Class 5A. So we want to thank all you for tuning in to Guthrie News page for tonight's duel. It's going to be a good one, and there should be several competitive matches that we get to enjoy. It ought to be a lot of fun. Last year the duel came down to the wire, and Guthrie was able to pull off a huge upset. Not a huge upset, but a big upset. Guthrie was ranked below Duncan, and they came into Duncan and pulled the upset and got the big win. And I got a good feeling that Coach Ashton Cooper of the Demons plans on returning the favor tonight. So it's going to take a well-prepared Jaden Davenport and his Blue Jays to fend off the rising Duncan Demons. And as I said earlier, I'm Sean Silvas, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, Lindsay Silvas. She's going to be helping me with the background of broadcasting, run the scoreboards and the graphics. And then tonight, typically Lance Evans is behind the camera, but he suffered an injury in baseball just a few minutes ago. I believe he took a baseball to the head, and so he's not going to be on the camera tonight. But Jaden Rodriguez is going to fill in for him, and so we should have you see him practicing on that camera right now, following these athletes. So thank you for Jaden Rodriguez for stepping up and helping out tonight. So what else we got for you tonight? So I also want to give a special shout-out to Chris Evans for all the work he puts into this broadcast from behind the scenes. It sure takes quite the team to put together a production like this, and Chris is always in the background making sure that this stuff works and works beautifully for you guys at home. Again, we want to thank you guys at home for tuning in to the Guthrie News page for your continued support of our Guthrie wrestling program. It's been exciting every year we seem to build. It seems to just continue to grow, and that is largely in part of our community and our fan base. It's going to be a busy night tonight as we recognize all of our seniors who have contributed so much to our wrestling program and our overall Guthrie wrestling community. We're also featuring our brand new wrestling mat that was delivered here a couple of weeks ago. We've been chomping at the bit to get this thing unrolled and put on our gym floor. We had it down at the junior high on Tuesday night, but we are really excited to show it off tonight inside our main gym in front of a packed house. It's a beautiful big Blue Jay out here, and it's a cool looking mat, so we're super excited. Just eager to show it off to the Guthrie community. We had 4 different companies / organizations / people who made getting this mat possible, all of whom wanted to remain anonymous, but we are excited to get it on the broadcast to show them off and to show it to the rest of the community. So thank you to all of our donors who made it possible to pick up this wrestling mat. We are super, super excited. Long overdue, and we needed this thing badly, and now we're wrestling in class, so that's pretty cool. So there's a lot of big things happening here in Guthrie, which includes big things for our wrestling community, and we are so grateful to everyone for making everything possible. I'd like to turn my attention now to tonight's duel. That's why you guys are tuning in. We got a few minutes left here of this little pregame show. The Demons are out there warming up right now, and then we are going to kick off the festivities for senior night. And then I'll kick off for that, let you guys watch that, and then we'll pick back up when this duel kicks off. So for starters, as I mentioned earlier, the Guthrie Bluejays are currently ranked number 6 in Class 4A with 48 points. And what that means is when they rank each individual athlete, they rank them based on, if they think this is the best kid in the state, the second best kid, the third best kid. Well, at the state tournament, there's 4 placers. And so they basically say, okay, if this kid were to get 4th place at the state tournament, this is how many points he would earn his team. And then they just add up all the wrestlers, add up all the points, and that's how they determine which teams are ranked in the state based on the individual wrestlers, what they think they're going to place the state, and how many points they think they're going to score for their team. And then the team gets the seed based on the wrestlers. So anyway, Guthrie ranked number 6 currently, and they are at 48 points. And then the Duncan Demons are ranked number 11 at 30 points. So Guthrie slightly ahead of them. After you get down, once you get down from the top 2 teams, it kind of starts getting a lot more parity. 40 to 30, 48 to 30 points. That's a couple of wrestlers doing better than they were supposed to versus a couple that do worse than they're supposed to. So even though Duncan's dropped down quite a bit, there's a lot of teams between 4 and about 12 that are all going to be competing for that 3rd and 4th place slot at the state tournament. So that's just a little note to note. So even though Guthrie's placed quite a bit higher than Duncan is going to be very competitive in this duel, and I guarantee you that Coach Ashton Cooper brought a team here planning to win, and I promise you Jaden Davenport does not want that to happen to his Blue Jays, so he's going to have them rocked and ready to go as well. Guthrie placed 8th at state last year, just a few points out of 5th place. Had a big upset in the semifinals from one of their studs, and that really made a big difference in the placement. Other than that, we had some kids that almost made finals. Had they both made finals, we probably would have been, top 3, top 4. So anyway, a lot can happen at that state tournament. Anyway, Guthrie placed 8th, and then the Duncan Demons last year at state placed 11th. And so that is where they came from, and now they are both, the Demons are about where they left off. Guthrie is moving up in that rankings. We went from 7th back up to 6th now. And then we were ranked 5th in the last one, and now we dropped down to 6th. So anyway, we'll go on to these individual wrestlers. If I can keep these sheets out of the camera view, I apologize. At 106 pounds, we'll kick this duel off, and Jesse Chastain from Duncan is going to be taking on Joel Landry. Joel Landry at one time was ranked 10th. He had a big tournament down in Duncan. There was a Duncan tournament before Christmas, and he knocked off the number 1 seed, had an amazing tournament, beat a couple of kids that were ranked, and that got him into the top 10. And then he has fallen to a very stiff schedule this last week, and that's probably why he dropped back out of the rankings. Wrestling teams like Tuttle, wrestling teams like Blackwell, best teams in 3A and 4A. Joel's picked up a couple more losses, so he dropped out of the rankings, but I look for him to get back in there. Now, Jesse Chastain of Duncan, he is currently ranked number 6 in the state, so just outside of medaling at the state tournament. Like I said, there's placement is the top 4 in Oklahoma State. So Jesse Chastain, a kid worth watching. Joel Landry is going to come out and try to get back in the rankings. He picks up a win here tonight. That's going to be a big deal, but Jesse Chastain will definitely be the favorite here. 113 pounds, Uriah Sisk is quite possibly going to pick up the forfeit for the Blue Jays. Let me look at the official weigh-in chart. No, we do have a wrestler weighed in, Stephen Harris weighed in at 100. I guess he weighed in +2, so he's on weight. So Stephen Harris is going to wrestle for Duncan. I got to look at, I have a prepared sheet, and then I have the most recent. These coaches are always jimming around these rosters trying to win. That's Coach Cooper. He's going to get clever tonight. So anyway, 113 pounds. 113 pounds, Stephen Harris of Duncan is going to be taking on Uriah Sisk. Don't have much information on either one of these guys. I'm assuming they're both pretty young, so hopefully that's a competitive match. For me, I always like to see competitive matches, so I don't care if they're the best in the state or the worst in the state or anything in between. When it's competitive, it's a lot of fun, so I'm hoping we will see something competitive there. 120 pounds, number 2 ranked Caden Herendine for the Blue Jays is going to be taking on number 6 ranked Jack Incy, and I believe these two have a past. I think they've wrestled a couple of times before, and I think Herendine has won both of those. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I believe he wrestled him before, prior. Caden Herendine was ranked number 1 all season long, 2-time state champion. Going for his 3rd this season, got knocked off by a couple of weeks ago by what is now the number 1 ranked wrestler, and so out of Chickasha. And so he is looking to just continue to dominate. Hopefully, Caden will get a shot at the Chickasha kid this weekend at Carl Albert this Friday and Saturday. But anyway, Jack Incy, number 6. This is an opportunity for Jack Incy to come out and make a name for himself. He picks up a win against like Caden Herendine. He's going to jump up in the rankings quite a bit. So I look for him to come out and be explosive and to try to knock down what has been a very dominant Caden Herendine. 126 pounds. Aiden Smith of the Blue Jays is a sophomore. He's going to be taking on Felipe Villarreal, and Felipe is currently ranked number 5 in Class 5A. He is just right outside of medal contention, at least on paper, and I got a feeling Felipe is going to come out wrestling hard. This is one of those matches where I think they're going to be trying to get bonus because in a duel like this, bonus points are going to matter, but don't count Aiden Smith out. We've seen a lot of good things out of Aiden Smith here lately. He's young, but he is tough as nails. He's always getting better, and he's hard to put away. He's always dangerous. So Aiden is going to be a good one here. He'll have to pull off the upset if he wants to get the win for the Blue Jays, but I think Aiden is prime for a big win. So hopefully tonight he can pull that off for the Blue Jays. 132 pounds, Matt Mahalik, the senior, is going to be taking on Bryson Burton. Bryson Burton ranked number 4. Mahalik was ranked in the preseason rankings at the weight he was last year, 126. Has not made the rankings yet at 132, but if he knocks off if he can knock off Bryson Burton, that will definitely do it. Burton, I believe, I'm looking here to see. I don't think he was a state placer, but I could be wrong. But anyway, Burton, currently ranked number 4. That means he's got some big wins. That means he's had a lot of success this year. And Matt Mahalik, if he wants to get into the rankings, this is how he's going to do it. I look for that match to be more competitive than it is on paper. But Burton definitely going to be the favorite there. 138 pounds. This ought to be a good one. I've got this one circled on my calendar because Luke Lyons for the Blue Jays is going to be taking on Bladen Harper. You got a number 10 ranked wrestler in Luke Lyons who just cracked into the top 10 this past the rankings came out yesterday, and so now he is ranked number 10, and Bladen Harper is ranked number 7. That means these two guys are both ranked, and they're going to start trying to build on each other. Luke picks up a win, he's going to be taking Bladen's spot, and Bladen picks up a win, he's going to keep on climbing after beating a ranked opponent. So this ought to be a fun, exciting match. I'm hoping there's some parity there, and I'm hoping that one comes down to the wire. It's always fun to see that. 144 pounds, Colton Stevens versus Trey Thomas. Don't have much information on either one of these guys other than this is what you might call a coin toss matchup. When there's not a lot on paper, that means these are the ones in the duels that are going to make a big difference. The coaches will essentially, they kind of guess on who's going to win what match. They got a pretty good idea how these matches are going to go. But in these toss-up matches like this, they don't know how it's going to go. So bonus are huge in these matches. And we've got about 5 of these toss-up matches that could go either way on paper. And so I'm looking for this one to be a good one, too. 150 pounds, Aiden Harden is going to be taking on Deacon Clark. Aiden Harden, freshman, is taking on Deacon Clark from the Duncan Demons. Again, this is another one of those toss-up matches. I hope it's exciting. I can't talk much on Deacon Clark. I don't have much information on him, but I do know Aiden Harden is definitely going to be an up-and-comer. Only been wrestling a couple years. He's starting to get competitive on this varsity at this varsity level. He's had some good wins against 5A opponents. He wrestled really good at the Duncan tournament. So I'm looking forward to seeing him compete here against another 5A competitor. He's been kind of thrown to the wolves here lately against number 1 ranked kids in 3A and 4A. He's been wrestling some hammers, and now hopefully this 5A matchup will give him an idea where he stands, at least when he's going into a regional tournament. 157 pounds, Roma Combe taking on Jackson Simpson, Jackson Simpson. I apologize. And again, another one of these toss-up matches. I know Rowan started for the Blue Jays last year as a freshman. He got some good experience. He's finally getting his feet wet his feet wet in these just coming back from football. And so he's wrestled all week, and it's been a big week. What's that? Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to have to check out here. We've got senior night coming up, and we will pick back up. I'm just going to run through these real quick. Clayton Carey, 165, number 7 ranked. Going to be taking on Eli Ramirez at 165 pound. Eli Ramirez, a state champion. Ought to be a great matchup. 175, Bryson Hall, just topped to the number 1 ranking and is over 100 victories in high school. He's going to be taking on number 8, Isaiah Elix, 190 pounds. Roston Usselton, ranked number 3 for Guthrie. Going to be taking on Bryson Poindexter, ranked number 6. That ought to be a good match. There's a lot of good matches today. 215 pounds. Wyatt Silva's taking on Corbin Torres. And at 285, we've got Sir William Morgan taking on Garrett Henry. So with all that said, guys, I'm going to check out here. I'm going to pick up the other microphone as we do our senior night festivities. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're not able to be here tonight, you'll get to watch your seniors get recognized. So I'm going to kick off here, go back to our main camera, and we will pick up there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are fixing to start our senior night festivities. If our seniors want to make their way out to the mat. All right, our first senior is Anastasia Gibson. Anastasia is escorted by Victoria and Dustin Gibson. She has been a wrestling trainer for the past 4 years. One of her major wrestling accomplishments is she has learned how to fold laundry very, very well. Her plans once she graduates are to go to college to become an ultrasound tech. Please give a round of applause to Anastasia Gibson. Our next senior tonight is Matthew Mahalik. Matthew is escorted by Kevin Mahalik and Susanna Jairus. Matt has been wrestling for the past 5 years. His major wrestling accomplishment is he qualified for state this past season. Other sports and activities he's a part of is band and a bunch of academic stuff where he scored a 35 on his ACT. His plans once he graduates is to study biochemistry at the University of Oklahoma. His favorite memory of wrestling is winning his match at regionals in triple overtime last season. Please congratulate Matthew Mahalik. Our next senior is Bryson Hall. Bryson Hall is escorted by Nikki and Derek Hall. Bryson has been wrestling for 14 years. His major accomplishments in the sport of wrestling is he is a 3-time state qualifier. He is a state placer. He's a dual state runner-up. We got connection here. And he's a team state runner-up. Other sports and activities that he participated in are football and golf and baseball and freestyle wrestling. Bryson's plans after he graduates are to join the aviation program at Oklahoma State University and continue wrestling at the University of Central Oklahoma. His favorite memory of wrestling is the first time he took down Coach Jeremy Davenport. Our next senior is Caden Herendeen. And Caden is escorted by Doris Herendeen, Nick Herendeen, and Elijah Mason. Caden has been wrestling for the past 14 or 15 years. His major wrestling accomplishments are he's a 2-time state champion and a 2-time Mid-American National finalist. He's also a 2-time regional champion. Other sports and activities that he's played are soccer, and he plans to graduate and go to UCO in business or electrical or computer engineering. His favorite memory of wrestling is the state tournament and his teammates and friends that he's made through wrestling and how it's built him as a person. Put your hands together for Caden Herendeen. Our next senior is Layla Griffin. Layla is escorted by Coach Levi Casey, and this is her first year of wrestling. Her major wrestling accomplishments has been beating Mackenzie Hardesty really, really bad. The other sports and activities she has participated in are tennis, band, yearbook, junior JROTC, Mu Alpha Theta, and science took to go to OU to major in pre-med and then become an ultrasound tech. Her favorite memory from wrestling is being in practice and looking clueless with Mackenzie. Please put your hands together for Layla Griffin. Next, we're going to recognize senior Mackenzie Hardesty. Mackenzie is escorted by Brett Hardesty. Mackenzie is also wrestling for the first time this year. Her major wrestling accomplishments is when she beat Layla Griffin really, really bad. Other sports and activities that she is involved in is tennis, volleyball, and BDA. Her favorite memory from wrestling is meeting the best coaches, teammates, and supporters throughout the season, which made her very first ever season her very best season. Please put your hands together for Mackenzie Hardesty. And our last senior to recognize tonight is Brinley Frick. Brinley is escorted by Craig Goffer. And this is also Brinley's first season of wrestling. Other sports and activities that she's participated in are golf, dance, student council, National Honor Society, and science club. Her plans once she graduates are to major in early childhood development at OSU, become a pre-K teacher, and continue teaching dance. Her favorite memory from wrestling is when Kenzie and Layla joined the team because they are all such great friends. Please put your hands together for Brinley Frick. And please, let's give one more round of applause for all of our seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Guthrie Bluejays! Your Guthrie Bluejays are coached by Jaden Davenport. Tonight the Blue Jays are taking on your Duncan Demons, coached by Ashton Cooper. All right, introducing first at 106 pounds for the Demons, Jesse Chastain. And for your Blue Jays, Joel Landry. At 113 pounds for Duncan, Stephen Harris. And for the Blue Jays, Uriah Sis. And wrestling at 120 pounds for Duncan, Carter Riddle. And for the Blue Jays, Caden Herondine. At 126 for Duncan, Felipe Villarreal or Baby Hunter. And for the Blue Jays, Hayden Smith. At 130 pounds for Duncan, Bryson Burton. And for the Blue Jays, Matt Mihalik. At 138 pounds for the Demons, Bladen Harper. And for your Blue Jays, Luke Lyons. At 144 pounds for Duncan, Jack Lovett. And for the Blue Jays, Colton Stevens. At 150 pounds for Demons, Duncan Clark. And for the Blue Jays, Aiden Harden. At 157 pounds for Duncan, Jason Simpson or Jason F. And for the Blue Jays, Rowan McCall. At 165 pounds, Duncan is open. And for the Blue Jays, Clayton Carey. At 175 pounds for Duncan, Isaiah Ellis. And for the Blue Jays, Bryson Hall. At 190 pounds for Duncan, it's Bryson Poindexter or Corbin Corey or Isaac Cobb. And for the Blue Jays, Austin Sultan. At 215 pounds, Duncan is open. And for the Blue Jays, Wyatt Sylvan. And at 285 pounds for Duncan, Garrett Henry. And for your Blue Jays, Sir William Morgan. And right now we'd like to give a special announcement for Bryson Hall, who has just passed his 100 wins. Put your hands together for Bryson Hall. Join the Guthrie High School Band in the playing of our national anthem. Joel Landry. He hasn't done it. That's the problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are kicking things off tonight. Been a fun night. Seniors, we got a lot of them, a lot of the girl seniors from that first initial wrestling team was this year. We had a lot of first-year girls on the senior class, and then we've got two stud seniors, actually 3 or 4 stud seniors on the wrestling team as well. Going to miss those guys when they leave, but we still got them for a couple more months, and so that's going to be awesome watching these kids. It's going to be fun watching those seniors get after it. Tonight, we are going to start this duel off at 106 pounds, where Guthrie's Joel Landry is taking on Jesse Chastain of the Demons. And Jesse Chastain is ranked currently number 6 in Class 5A as these guys get going. Getting heavy collar ties here. Chastain tying up here with these heavy over ties, looking like he might be trying to pull some type of a pass by. Going into some fakes. Joel Landry reaching out, trying to keep some distance. Got to make sure he doesn't fall into that, or Chastain's going to disappear out from underneath him. Pass by attempt here by Landry. Landry with a shot down on a low level. He's got the low ankle. He's got to swim up. He's got to try to come out the back here. Going to come out the back door. Now he comes up for the double. Chastain trying to hit a switch, but that is 3 points for Joel Landry as he answers first in this duel. Guthrie out to a 3-point lead to start things off. And I got a feeling, folks, it's going to be a fun night. Both teams are Class 5A. Both teams are ranked in Class 5A. And they have a long history together. These guys have been wrestling in a lot of tournaments together. They've seen each other quite a bit. And this should be a good one. I'm super excited about it. Landry now trying to wrestle here on top. And Chastain able to get to his feet and get away. And we are neutral. Current score is going to be 3-1. And now Chastain takes a shot. He's got a single leg on the right side. Landry sprawling hard. He's got to stay square here. And Chastain not able to come up with it. Took a hard shot. There he goes again. Good hands defense. And now back in. Joel Landry, the same shot he took earlier. He steps up. He's got the ankle, but he's got to try to elevate that as Chastain's going around back. And now we've got him on his back here. This is a big takedown here. Should be 3 more, or not yet. No control yet, as Landry's trying to get this headlock, and Chastain somehow avoids points and avoids going to his back, but was able to pick up 3 points for the takedown. That's going to put Joel Landry up 6-1. As he gets 2 low-level takedowns here, 2 low-level singles, diving in underneath Chastain. And when Chastain had got up after that first one, he started to get some offense going, got in on a couple shots, and then all of a sudden, Joel Landry starts to disappear and grab ankles. That's going to put him up 6-0. I'm sorry, 6-1. Choice here is going to go to Guthrie. Looks like they're going to go back to neutral. As these wrestlers get back to it, Joel Landry's had some good head-hands defense so far, and Chastain not able to stop those low-level singles. We'll see what happens here. Still 4 minutes to go in this match. They've only knocked 2 off, and so they should be a lot of wrestling left to do here as Chastain tries to get back in this match as he takes a shot there in a high C. Landry now takes a long shot to the other side, went back to that ankle, but it wasn't there this time. Chastain's starting to feel that out a little bit. He's blocking with his hands a little bit better as he's getting an underhook on the right side. And now Landry's creating some more space. He's got that inside post, goes for that same shot again. And now it looks like Chastain's feeling that coming a little bit better. He's shutting it down as Landry goes back in. Now Chastain's got underhooks. He's going for the snake or this cow catcher. He's got a hook. He's going to try to grab and throw here. And Landry able to get up so far. Now Chastain transitions from the front headlock to the single leg. He's got it deep. He's got that left side single. He's trying to step over. Joel Landry still with a heavy whizzer here. It's a shin whizzer. He's over top of that arm. It's a little bit of a key lock is what sometimes they call it. He's got his ankle, and he's kind of locked that arm in. And Chastain now transitions. He picks him up. They're still wrestling here. Still a lot of wrestling here, but Chastain is fighting hard for this. Landry's able to knock him to a hip now. Now Landry's in control of this, able to sprawl and block off what was a deep shot by Chastain. Knocked him to a hip and is able to get behind now for 3 more points. That puts Joel Landry up 9-1. Going into 30 seconds left to go here in this first. Now Chastain's going over back. He's looking for something big here. Just a rolling little collar whip. Trying to take Landry to his back. This is a big move here for Chastain. He's trying to stay in this match. Landry, though, whips back over. No change in control. Somehow Chastain was not able to quite complete what was a funky little roll here. And Joel Landry stayed calm and was able to just go back on top. What a crazy transition. Both the takedown and that near reversal were here. As we go into the third period, Joel Landry is leading Chastain 9-1. It's going to be Duncan's choice. Chastain goes down. He escaped earlier, and now he works his way up. He's got a switch here. He misses as Landry re-switches. Now Landry's got him broke down here. Chastain has been pretty crafty down here on bottom. Look for him to hit another roll or something. He's going to have to get a reversal to the back of Joel Landry to win this. Takedowns, reversals aren't going to do it. He's going to need something big. He's going to need a pin here. Most likely can't do it on points. And so now he stands up to get away, goes for the high flyer here. Not able to score with it and was not given an escape. And so now it's just 2 points for a reversal. And now he's going for something big. He's going for some crazy big here. If he can get Landry over, this is going to spell trouble for Landry. I forget what this move is called, but it's definitely a YouTube move. We've been seeing it the last couple of years. I believe it's called the Assassin. He's trying to get this hooked up out of desperation. Joel Landry, with 1 minute left to go, just has to hang on here. And Jesse Chastain, doing everything he can to be dangerous here, has got himself down so much. He's just danger is all he can do, and was not able to come through when on top. And now he finds himself back on bottom underneath Joel Landry, who is now up 11-3. And now look for Chastain. He's got 30 seconds to do something crazy, and we have seen him be crazy tonight so far, being dangerous. And right now, Joel Landry has a chicken wing locked up. Coaches are wanting him to run it. Coaches are wanting a pin here. And Chastain now is getting into near fall territory. Joel Landry's picking up. He got a 1 count. Now he's got 2. That's 3 points, and now that's 4 more points going to Landry. Landry's trying to pick up the fall here. Chastain's got to stay up if he doesn't want to give up 6. Right now, Joel Landry's got 4 points for his team, but if he can pick up the fall, it could be big. And that's going to do it, guys. What an exciting first match out of the gate at 106 pounds, where Joel Landry picks up a major decision over Jesse Chastain of Duncan. We're going to move on to 112 pounds. Stephen Harris of Duncan. Stephen Harris of Duncan is going to be taking on Uriah Sisk of the Blue Jays. Uriah Sisk of the Blue Jays going to come out here and try to build off of the momentum. As we get the score clock all figured out. Quick takedown here by Stephen Harris. Well, no score yet. He got in quick. He's on that leg, just trying to escape this, able to get away. No change in points, and now right back on that is Stephen Harris. Right back in on a high crotch here. Uriah Sisk able to get his leg out and getting his hips back. He's doing the right things here. And Stephen Harris still on this high seat, trying to finish. He's cutting off to a double. Sisk able to keep that rear leg, which is making it hard to drive. And now he picks up a takedown for 3 and swims for a half. And now he's got a reverse half as he gets parallel. He could be getting some near fall here. Just not quite enough. Stephen Harris gets out to a 3-point lead over Uriah Sisk. Got a chicken wing here now on the left side. He's going to try the chicken wing. If he doesn't run towards the head, he looks like he's going to try to tilt him on an outside stack, but now he's running towards the head. Uriah did a good job posting and getting to his feet. He gets his arm back out. We talk about it often, but when you get that chicken wing put in, you got to post up. And now there's a big-time half. This is trouble for Sisk. Harris now got a deep half. Uriah Sisk has got to fight this. Harris trying to pick up 6 for the Demons, and he does. That's going to put 6 on the board for the Duncan Demons. With a big win and a much-needed win. These toss-up matches we talked about before, these bonus wins are going to matter quite a bit. We're going to move on to 120 pounds. We're number 6 ranked Jack Incy. Is going to be taking on Caden Herendeen. Caden Herendeen currently ranked number 2 in Class 5A. They get to work here. Caden Herendeen with these inside ties. Going to work trying to get his speed turned on here. Going to score here if he can. Nice high C attempt. And Jack Incy did a good job of just getting that leg back, staying long. You can see a height difference here as Caden Herendeen's got a lot of real estate to make up. He's going to have to penetrate through that long length of Jack Incy if he wants to get in there. And you saw he got in, but he got too shallow. He was shallow, and Incy was able to stay long and able to get that high crotch attempt knocked down. There's a pass by Herendeen. Both guys fighting here. Herendeen now with that elbow tie on the outside, tries to shoot across, now follows up with a lot of good chain wrestling here. No score, but he's able to move a lot, and Incy doing a good job just shutting down this offense of Caden Herendeen. He's using his length really well, keeping his arms long and keeping his legs way back, making it hard for Herendeen to just basically cover the real estate. In a sport of wrestling, inches make a huge difference. Just holding the guy off another half an inch will matter. So Incy's doing a good job of keeping space and keeping distance. Herendeen, though, all offense right now, just walking Incy down, shooting him off the mat, working him to the edge. Look for a stall call to come in if Incy, yeah, there it is right there. Incy just, not that he's not trying to wrestle, but he's, Herendeen's marching him down and taking all the shots. So Incy's going to have to open up and try to score here a little bit. He's at least going to have to try to score, put some offense together. Right now it's been all defense, and so far all offense by Caden Herendeen. 28 seconds left to go in this first period. Still scoreless. There's that high C hit Herendeen's been looking for, and there's that speed I was telling you about. Able to cover the distance this time and pick up 3 points. And that's going to put him off to a lead. Now they're going to let these guys wrestle out of bounds. You can see where the white meets the blue. That's the out of bounds line. And as long as there is an item or a body part inside the white, in bounds, then the referee's going to let them wrestle. New rules this year allow for the wrestlers to use the entire mat. As long as there's a piece still in bounds or nobody wrestles out on the floor, they're going to let them continue. And choice went to the Demons. And Jack Incy defers to Caden Herendeen, who chooses neutral, as Herendeen of Guthrie currently up 3-0. And we're going to get back to work here. A little bit of a score issue up on the clock, but we're going to keep it good here on the broadcast. We've got a good score here, 3-0. Caden Herendeen of Guthrie currently leading Jack Incy. We're in the second period now. Remember the last period, Herendeen was marching down, finally able to cover some distance and get to the back left leg. Same shot this time, though. Goes for the fireman's carry, catches the same leg, same high C, turns it into a fireman's carry, and now again on the edge trying to wrestle. Herendeen stepped out with 2 feet. You saw it there. He was trying to finish. It just makes it hard on the edge trying to finish shots because you run out of real estate. Good call by the referee, but Herendeen a little bit frustrated. Wasn't able to get that. He was so close, and Jack Incy did a great job just staying patient and being calm and working that edge. There's that same shot again, left side, high C knee pull. He's turned that into a score, and he's also turned that into, there's a block sprawl go behind by Caden Herendeen. Showing off some more of that speed, did a nice job there, picking up 3 more. That's going to put him up 6-0. And now Jack Incy, sit out, turn in, peek out. able to face Herendeen and pick up one more point. And that's going to put Jack Incy, that's going to put him on the board. As Caden Herendeen now pushing towards the edge again with under a minute to go, under 50 seconds to go. Herendeen takes another shot. Look for Incy. If he doesn't start shooting, I don't think he's taking a shot yet. Look for him to get called for stalling again, and that'll be a point. If he gets called for stalling, Caden Herendeen will earn a point for that lack of activity. Herendeen now pulling Incy back inbounds, trying to go behind, and there it is, a shuck by. He was pulling him in, shucked him by to pick up 3 more, and that's going to put him up 9-1. Caden Herendeen currently winning 9-1 as we conclude this second period. About 20 seconds left. Herendeen's going to try to ride him here, but Incy was able to get out on his own accord already once, so look for him to try to score here. A score here would be big for Incy to get another point before there's time runs out. Not a lot of time to do much, but getting a point would definitely help him out. Herendeen able to break him down to his belly now as he's keeping him bellied out here under 5 seconds. Probably going to finish the period here. Caden Herendeen of Guthrie currently up 9-1. That is an 8-point advantage, and so far now he is in bonus point territory. If a wrestler wins his match, his team earns 3 points. If he wins by 8 or more points, he gets 4 points for his team, and that's where Caden Herendeen is right now. Incy's going to need to score something to take away that bonus point, and Coach Ashton Cooper trying to encourage his athlete to do that. And as we get started here, Incy's got that knee wrapped up pretty thick. He's got a brace on it and a couple of knee pads. And when he spun out there, it looks like he might have got kicked, like maybe his toe got caught, and he immediately rolls over and calls timeout. Trainer came out and straightened his leg. You saw him jump, and it's almost like it clicked it back in. I'm not a doctor, but I would guess he's got something caught in there, probably cartilage, and it got stuck, and the trainer was able to pop it back into straight. Because as soon as he did, Incy is back ready to wrestle. Guys, this is a sport for tough people, and Jack Incy is tough as a nail. Clearly struggling with that knee a little bit. It's not slowing him down at all. He gets right back on the mat, gets right back to work, right back on his feet. Seems to be fine now as he earns that point. And now Caden Herendeen only leads by 7 and is no longer in bonus point territory. So Coach Ashton Cooper is going to try to convince his athlete or try to encourage his athlete to get down. Now Herendeen in on that single leg. Same shot to that the right side. A little high C knee pull. He scored with it earlier, and he scored again now. It's going to put him up. He's up 11-2, 11-3. And Caden Herendeen now going for bonus points. There's another takedown for Herendeen. That's going to be 3 more points. 15-4. It's definitely bonus points here for Caden Herendeen. Incy's going to try to shut this down. He doesn't want Herendeen to get up to technical fall territory. So we talked about the team points that are earned. If Herendeen's able to score, that's going to be a stall call against Incy. That's 1 point for Caden Herendeen. Remember, he had the warning earlier, and that's going to be another point. Now, if Caden Herendeen is able to win by 15 points or more, he earns his team 5 points. So right now, his team will earn 4 points. But if Herendeen's able to rack up that score, he gets 15 points ahead. That's going to be 5 more team points for the Blue Jays, as now they take the lead over the Duncan Demons. We're going to move on now to 126 pounds, where Duncan's going to be wrestling Felipe Villarreal, who's currently ranked number 5 in 5A, in Class 5A. So 5 in 5A. And then Aiden Smith for the Blue Jays is fixing to make his walkout.
Wrestling next for your Blue Jays at 126 pounds,
Aiden Smith now makes his entrance, as he's going to have his hands full with Felipe Villarreal. And what has been a fun duel so far. Bonus points at all 3 weights. Duncan was able to pick up 6 points for a pin, and then Guthrie was able to get a major decision win in the first, and then they were able to pick up a tech fall in the second. There's a single leg, fast single leg by Villarreal, picks it up, still hasn't scored yet. Aiden Smith doing a good job fighting this off, and Villarreal definitely acting like he knows what he wants to do here. He elevates and trips. He's trying to elevate and trip. Aiden Smith, though, holding on tight here. Villarreal dives in on that ankle, and able to pick up 2 here on the edge. Picks up 3, for that takedown on the edge as they wrestle out of bounds. Villarreal up 3-0 early. Aiden Smith quick to his feet, always good with that whistle start stand-up. He's been good there all year, even against some of the best wrestlers that he's faced, always quick to his feet. He does a good job there. On the whistle, pops up hard. Now these guys are scrapping back and forth, and Villarreal in again as Aiden Smith goes for a tie-up. Villarreal disappeared underneath deep on that single leg, and now he's in tight. Not finished yet, as Aiden Smith always hard to finish on. He's been tough here all year, and Villarreal able to just wait it out and pick up that takedown. Going to be 6-1. Felipe Villarreal is currently 2 takedowns with 1 escape by Aiden Smith as we roll in here to under 40 seconds. Villarreal looks like he's going to try to ride here. Perhaps going to try to score. Coach Ashton Cooper is gone. There's a nice little peek out there. Villarreal, though, somehow was able to just, what a position here. Villarreal was dead to rights. Aiden Smith did nicely, caught the ankle and popped it out. Was nearly escaped, and Villarreal just slickly gets back behind. Then Aiden Smith nearly escapes, and Villarreal catches him on his back for near fall. And that's going to be... And now Aiden Smith right back up to his feet. A lot of action here in the first period, but all the points have gone to Felipe Villarreal. Aiden Smith doing a good job staying in it, doing a good job fighting here. And Aiden Smith did a good job fighting there on his back. Only gave up 3 points for near fall. Could have gave up 4, but did a good job getting out of there. About Villarreal, very slick, very smooth, very comfortable. Just wrestles really relaxed here. Nice little sit-out turn in, but Aiden Smith follows. Now Villarreal's to his feet. Smith doing a great job competing here against a highly ranked opponent. And he's wrestling tough as he's in deep now on this single leg. Villarreal now able to get around and get behind for the reversal. Now Aiden Smith, though, right back to his feet. Villarreal's not letting him go. Aiden Smith is just wrestling here and making it tough for Villarreal to score. Current score 11-2. Again, all the points have been Villarreal, but Aiden Smith wrestling good. Now, look at this. Another crazy situation. Villarreal shoots. Aiden Smith throws him by, nearly scored, but Villarreal keeps a hold of that arm, almost like a freestyle throw, keeps the arm, and then he throws Aiden Smith to his back, and that's going to be sick. Look at that. That was a fall. Very slick move by Felipe Villarreal, but a good outing for Aiden Smith. Hung in there and was competitive with a top 5 ranked opponent. So good job, both guys, and that's going to be 6 more points for the Demons as they start to work their way back on points in the duel. We're going to jump up to 132 pounds, where Duncan's going to be wrestling Bryson Burton.
Wrestling next at 132 pounds, Matthew.
And the Blue Jays are going to march out. Matt Mahalik, the senior, got recognized tonight in senior night. So stay on team score until it's taken forever to change. But you can go ahead and talk to him. Burton's got a front headlock here. Matt Mahalik trying to fight hands and work his head out as he does. Now Burton's got the underhook as he shoots Mahalik off the mat. As these guys get back to work, Bryson Burton ranked currently number 4 in the state Class 5A, ranked number 4. Gets a slide by into a takedown. That's going to earn him 3 points. Matt Mahalik was ranked earlier this season at the weight he competed at last year, but since going up has not made the rankings yet, as Burton now gets 4 points for near fall off that bar arm tilt. Bar arm row through tilt. Now Mahalik gets to his feet. Burton now looking for a suck back, trying to pull him back to get near fall. Mahalik able to get back to his belly, but he's going for another bar arm roll through tilt. You can see it over here, trying to pull back the left arm of Mahalik. He's got the bar arm now. Mahalik doing a good job fighting hands here. And that's really where the fight is right now. Burton's just riding heavy on this hip and keeping pressure. And now there it is. Mahalik tries a roll, and that set Burton up for this roll through tilt on the other side. And that's going to be 4 more near fall points. As Mahalik finds himself in all kinds of trouble early. We're down under 20 seconds now. And it's been all Bryson Burton of the Duncan Demons so far. As Mahalik tries to get himself based up, he's got this foot in trouble, and now he's back to his base. He's got to stay here and start trying to work to his feet. But Bryson Burton's been heavy and hard on that left arm of Matt Mahalik, able to pull it back, able to trap it, and then able to do a roll through tilt. Scored 8 points so far in the first period with that same move twice. As we get down underneath 1 second, we're going to call this first period over. And the choice is going to go to the Duncan Demons. And Bryson Burton's going to choose neutral. As Matt Mahalik looks to get something going here in the second period. Pass by, transitions nicely to a single leg on the other side. Ends up with the bar arm that he's already scored with. And again, look for him to roll through and tilt. And there it is. Mahalik's got to stay off of that back. But that 3-point near fall is going to be enough for a technical fall. That's a 15-point win for Bryson Burton, and that's going to earn his team 5 additional points. As Matt Mahalik, the senior, falls really to a bar arm tilt for the most part. We're going to move on up to 138 pounds. And at 138 pounds,
Next, at 138 pounds,
Bladen, hold on here. Bladen Harper is going to be wrestling for Duncan, and Luke Lyons for your Blue Jays. As these guys hook it up here early. Early shot here, low level for Harper. Able to get underneath Luke Lyons' arms. Able to score early, and now he's getting to work on top. Luke Lyons, though, getting loose, able to get out, gets 1, and now Harper right back with a big-time lat drop. Picks up 3 more, and he's coming out hard, and he's coming out fast. Luke Lyons here going to have to work off bottom and get things slowed down. Another escape and another big-time double leg. It's 9 points early on. That's 11. 3 takedowns, that's 9 points, 2 escapes for Luke Lyons. 9-2 will be the score. And so far, Bladen Harper has come out on fire. Was really looking forward to this matchup being competitive. As Bladen Harper's ranked number 7 currently in Class 5A. Luke Lyons ranked number 10. And Luke's just going to have to slow things down here so he can get back in this match. With 1 minute left to go in the first period, Luke Lyons finds himself down 9-2. Now he's working for hand control down here on bottom. And Harper's decided to ride. Coach Jeremy Davenport. Jaden, you can see Jaden back here in the background. Jeremy's over there to his right, coaching up their athlete. Getting him to settle in here and see if they can get him some points on the board. Lyons now peeling hands, standing up. Does a good job there. And now he's going to get back to work on his feet. Going to have to protect those legs better. There's a good block sprawl there. Looks like Harper slowed down just a little bit, came out on fire. Luke Lyons now takes a shot of his own. He's got an outside single. He's got his hands locked. He's got to cut this corner and keep circling. He's going to try to circle and step over. Nope, he comes out the back door. Now he dumps, but he's got his arm trapped. Harper did a good job trapping the arm, but now Lyons gets his arm out, and at the whistle, runs out of time. Luke Lyons was just seconds away from finishing that takedown. That's what he needed to get back in this match. It's going to be Guthrie's choice. Luke Lyons chooses bottom. He's down 3-9 over Bladen Harper of the Demons. And we're back to action here. Lyons has got to get another escape, and he's got to get back in there on that leg and try to make something happen. But now Harper's got a cradle on the far side, and that can be trouble for Luke if he lets this stay. He's trying to fight hands, and Harper trying to pull this back. He's able to dump Luke to one of his hips. He will get near fall with this cradle. Luke right now fighting those hands, now reaches up. Luke Lyons now reaches up. He grabs the leg. He's trying to pull the head under. If Luke's able to pull this out, he could be right into a fall, but he's got to score here. What he doesn't want, what he does not want to happen is a stalemate. Luke's got to keep wrestling here, and Bladen Harper's got to get long, long, long. Bladen Harper wants to get long like Superman if he can. Luke Lyons trying to get this stack. He's got a minute left, but he at least needs to score here and not give up a stalemate. And Bladen Harper doing everything he can to just wrap this up and get a stalemate. Luke Lyons has got to keep wrestling here, or this will get stopped from inactivity. Man, Bladen Harper holding on for dear life. And Luke Lyons trying to ball this up. That's a pin for Luke Lyons. Come from behind. Down 9-3. Luke Lyons from the bottom catches the head of Bladen Harper and picks up the fall. Big time upset. Luke Lyons comes through for the Blue Jays. What a match. What a match that was. Holy cow, Luke Lyons fires up this Guthrie crowd as he comes from behind and picks up a much-needed 6 points for his Guthrie Blue Jays. Folks, I told you this was going to be a fun one, and so far it has not disappointed. We're going to bump up to 144 pounds. Where Guthrie's going to be wrestling Colton Stevens, and he's going to be taking on Trey Thomas of Duncan. These are all dead. And for your Blue Jays, Colton Stevens. Few technical difficulties here on the call, but we are making things happen here. Colton Stevens, fresh off the football fields, coming out here now to wrestle the Demons. He's actually got 4 or 5 matches in now since football is over, trying to get his feet wet. In on a single leg here on the right side. As Trey Thomas trying to get his hips back, and Colton able to lift and elevate. And now Trey's able to roll through. Colton Stevens got to just get behind and pick up the 3. And there it is, take down Colton Stevens. And he's out to a 3-point lead, folks. After that last match, I am fired up. What a fun duel this has been. Colton Stevens now answers again and builds on this momentum as he gets a 3-point takedown. Currently, the duel stands. The Duncan Demons are up 17 over the Guthrie Blue Jays 15. And Colton Stevens is going to need a big win here for his Blue Jays to get them back in the lead of what has been a back and forth duel. Colton Stevens now riding hard on top. He's got that lazy ride is what they call that. Hooks the ankle, elevates, makes it hard for the bottom guy to move. It's hard to stand up. It's hard to shift. Makes it hard for the bottom guy to really be very versatile. And so Colton's hooking that ankle, driving through, trying to cross arm here. If he's able to get that cross arm, look for him to try to break him down. But Trey Thomas doing a good job holding his base and now working to his feet as they wrestle out of bounds. 39 seconds to go in the first period, and we have a little bit of blood time. And I'll take this time to recognize senior
Bryson Hall, who has now crossed the 100-win barrier. In high school, not a lot of kids get more than 100 wins in a career, and we like to celebrate it when they do. Bryson's actually up to 115. It's just been a while since we've had a home duel to announce that, but Bryson crossed over right before Christmas. He's been wrestling a ton since, picking up a ton of wins, still undefeated on his senior campaign, and he just broke into the #1 ranking in the state. 2 weeks ago, he was at #2, and the rankings came out yesterday, and they've got Bryson Hall ranked #1 as he crosses that 100 match threshold. We want to give him a big congratulations. We're back to work here in the first period. 37 seconds left to go in the first period. Colton Stevens of the Blue Jays on top of Trey Thomas, 3-0. As he gets a breakdown, now Thomas finds himself on his belly. Earlier after Colton's takedown, Trey was doing a good job staying on his knees and working for an escape, but now he's got broke down, and Stevens on top, keeping him bellied out. Look for him to start trying to score points now. He's looking for a cross face and a far arm. Colton's real tall. He's got a real long reach. He's able to grab across that face and grab that elbow. If he does, he'll look to score with some type of a barbed wire or a Turk. Colton definitely capable of doing that with his length, using it nicely here. Going to go back to that lazy ride and that bar arm. Staying behind the arms nicely. He finishes the first period on top, up 3-0 over Trey Thomas. Thomas did a good job staying out of trouble, but now this could be trouble for the Blue Jays because Trey Thomas was his choice. He picked top. And anytime somebody gets a choice when they're down and they pick top, it means they are a hammer on top. And that can deem trouble. But Colton Stevens gets a Peterson roll, and now he's on top. He gets a 2-point reversal. Referee counts near fall, so that's got to be a 2-point reversal. Trey Thomas trying to stay in control here. Not sure here. That was across the throat. And when things are across the throat, it's potentially dangerous. So a little bit of controversy here. Referee, he swiped back points, so that means there was a 2-point reversal. Referee forgot to award that, but now he's awarding that. The table just wants to double check. So when Colton Stevens hit that Peterson roll, that is a move. He had Trey Thomas on his back because the referee signaled for near fall. So technically Colton Stevens was in control. Then Trey Thomas tries to scramble out, ends up getting in a potentially dangerous hold. He had Colton across the throat. There was no action going on, so the referee stopped it. And so now we're back in this position where we've been most of this match with 120 seconds, with 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go in the second period. Colton Stevens on top here and in control of this match. He's up 5-0. And Trey Thomas doing a good job of staying on his base. He's doing a good job staying on his base. This is going to help him to get out. It's what you want to do on bottoms. You want to stay on your knees. You want to work to your feet. Colton's got to lift and return and try to get Trey to his belly. If he doesn't, he'll get called for stalling. And he had to let Trey go, so he didn't. Tried to get him out of bounds, but Trey was wise enough to turn the corner. Trey goes for a snap down, pulls Colton into a double leg. Colton gets a double leg. Now he trades off. He tried to crack down this high crotch. Trey Thompson, though, now long and lanky himself, using that length to reach over and grab the back legs of Colton Stevens. Now he's working for what looks to be a cradle. Colton Stevens able to go for just a crack down and dump. And now we're familiar with this position. Luke Lyons was here earlier. Colton Stevens swims for the head. Nearly got to the back of Trey Thomas again. Thomas had to let it go so he could get to his belly. And that allowed Colton Stevens to get on top and pick up 3 more points. And that's going to put Stevens up 8-1 over Duncan's Trey Thomas. Again, another exciting match here at the end has put Colton Stevens up 8-1. And now it's going to be Guthrie's call as they go neutral. I would look for Trey Thomas here to look to do something big, as a takedown is not going to win it here. Of course, if he can take him down, he might be able to turn him. But look for him to go feet to back. he's got to go for something big, and Colton Stevens technically doesn't have to do much. He can just be safe here. He doesn't have to take any risk. All the risk is going to have to come from Trey Thomas, but that doesn't mean Colton won't still try to score, just probably won't be as desperate to score as Trey Thomas. Thomas again pulls him in. He's going to go for a snake here, trying to go for something big. I know these Duncan Demons do a lot of freestyle wrestling. I'm not sure if Trey Thomas is a part of that team, but if they are, that means feet to back is something they can do. But Colton Stevens in on a fireman's carry, dumps him to a hip. Now he's working his way out. Stevens looks over to his coaches as they're trying to instruct him through this, and Trey Thomas using that length to hang on there. Most wrestlers would have got an easy 3, but Trey Thomas, long and lanky, able to hold on, lock things up, and slow progress of Colton Stevens. Nearly got a stalemate there. Stevens able to keep busy. Now he's up 11-1. And he is in bonus point territory. Right now, if this match were to end, Colton Stevens would earn his team 4 points. But you can look over there in the corner, Coach Jeremy Davenport trying to encourage Colton to get a turn here, because if he can get a turn, they can get more bonus points. And this duel right now is close. Every bonus win matters, as these two teams have put on a fun duel so far tonight. Colton Stevens going to work here. He's got the crossface. He's been working on it. Now he's going for barbed wire. If he can roll this over and get Thomas on his back, this could be a pinfall. He needs to put his knee on the back of the head of Thomas. He's getting around. He's got to use his knees to block that head. Just not sure what to do with it. And ends up getting back behind. And that's going to be a 11-1 victory for Colton Stevens over Trey Thomas, and that's going to earn the Blue Jays 4 more points, and that's going to put them back in the lead. Big time win there for Colton Stevens of the Blue Jays, and we're going to move on now to 150 pounds. We're the Duncan Demons. I do want to make a correction. That entire match was Jack Lovett. And now Deacon Clark at 150 pounds. Aiden Harden wrestling for the Blue Jays at 150 pounds. Going to be taken on Deacon Clark. Again, I apologize. I got the names wrong in that last match. Duncan's wrestler was Jack Lovett. He was wrestling Colton Stevens, and I apologize to the Demons fans at home. I got that wrong. Did not realize that till he came off the mat and someone called him by a different name. As we're back to action here at 150 pounds, Deacon Clark wrestling for the Demons gets a big double leg on Aiden Harden, and that's going to earn him 3 points to start. As these guys go out of bounds, these guys get back to work. Aiden's doing a good job basing up here, trying to get himself back in this. He's to his feet, and now he's got to peel hands and get away. And Aiden's going to have to do a better job with his head-hands defense. He's got to keep his hands down to block his legs, as last time Deacon Clark was able to walk right into a double leg. These Demons have come out and scored early. We've seen it in a couple of matches. They come out hard, score early, and as Guthrie's able to slow things down, they're able to get back in some of these matches. And right now, Deacon Clark in on an outside single. He's getting it elevated. Now look, trying to trip, trying to go down. But Aiden Harden, so tall, so lanky, able to just trick his way out of bounds there. Not give up any points. He's going to have to keep Clark off his legs if he wants to stay in this match. Deacon Clark with that square stance. Usually that means when they pop and go, it's super explode. But now Aiden Harden in on an outside single of his own. He works, cracks it down, and now he gets 3 points, and that's going to put him up 4-3. Well done there by Aiden Harden, as he answers right back and puts him in a position on top where he actually likes to be. Aiden's been just a freshman, but this kid's really, really good on top, uses his length well. Now he's pulling back a chicken wing. We're going to run out of time here with 7 seconds to go, but he is going to work on top. Deacon Clark able to escape out of this before time runs out. And this match is turning competitive really quick. Like I said, the Demons have come out firing early in the matches. They're scoring first, they're scoring quick, but then over time, the Blue Jays are just slowing things down and wearing them down and then getting back to work. Aiden Harden, quick whistle, start, stand up, switch. As he scores a reversal here on the whistle is the best time to score. Aiden Harden up to his feet and catches Deacon Clark sleeping and just pops a quick switch and scores 2 more points. That's going to put him up 6-3. And now Deacon Clark gets to his feet, and now he goes for a headlock, settles back down. Aiden Harden, ill-advised back trip, sits down to his butt, pulls him on his back, and gives up a reversal. And now Deacon Clark is ahead 7-6. Aiden Harden, though, pops right back up to his feet, drops right back to that single leg. Saw this position earlier, and that's going to be the reversal back to Aiden Harden. What a back-and-forth wrestling match here inside the Guthrie Gymnasium. Aiden Smith now finds himself on top. He's up 8-7. Yeah, current score's 8-5. Aiden Harden now with a chicken wing. Working here to get near fall. Deacon Clark fights that off well. And now Aiden Harden's got the hammerlock. He's going out front for the Air Force. He hooks this arm. Deacon Clark, very limber with his arms. His shoulders have got a lot of dexterity to him. In order to fight off that chicken wing and that hammerlock, you got to have pretty limber shoulders, and he did a good job staying out of that. Aiden Harden had everything hooked up right, and somehow Deacon Clark able to keep from giving up near fall. As we're going to end this second period with Aiden Harden on top and winning 8-5 over Deacon Clark of Duncan. Choice is going to go to Duncan. They're going to go back to neutral. And folks, we got a match on the whistle. Deacon Clark shoots. He's in deep. Aiden Harden able to sprawl. He's able to sprawl and keep Deacon away. Deacon still got that far leg with his left arm. And now Aiden Harden using that length to get space. He's going to get space and try to circle to his right. He's got to catch the ankle. See him reaching back there for that ankle. If he can catch the ankle, he can stop it. But Deacon, now he throws on the other side. He hooks up a snake on the other side, hooks the elbow. Now he's got 3 takedown, and he's going for the fall. That's going to be near fall. And there's a pin for Aiden Harden. That's 6 more points for the Blue Jays. Big-time bonus win for Guthrie here. Aiden Harden picks up the win at 150 pounds. Folks, this duel has not disappointed. Matches have been back and forth. Team scores have been back and forth. As we move on to 157 pounds, it has been a fun one. Not sure who's wrestling for the Demons here. All right, Jackson Simpson is who they tell me is wrestling. So that's who we're going to call tonight. He's going to be taking on Rowan McComb of the Blue Jays. And we are back to action. Current team score 25-17. Blue Jays with 2 big bonus wins. In the last 2 duels, Rowan McComb now tap and go, gets in on a single leg. As Jackson Simpson catches that inside foot, you can see in the camera there, he's digging through. He's got his arm caught on the ankle, and that's Stillen, there we go. Now Rowan McComb pops out the back, but again on the ankle is Jackson Simpson, and that freezes up Rowan McComb's ability to move. He can't cut the corner and get the angle he needs because his leg is caught. And now Rowan McComb hooks up a cradle on the top side, picks up 3 points. Now Rowan runs this cradle. He's got a cradle locked up as Jackson Simpson rolls out and now scrambles and now got the reversal. Back and forth again we go. Rowan McComb picks up 3 for the takedown, tries to get the cradle. Jackson Simpson rolls through, picks up 2 on the reversal, and now goes for a barbed wire, and he's got Rowan McComb in all kinds of trouble as he picks up 3 near fall. Rowan able to stay off his back in what was a super tight barbed wire, and now he gets to his base. And look for him to do this roll through tilt. We've been seeing Duncan rolling this roll through tilt. There he's caught the arm. Rowan's got to get back to his base and get out of here. And now his arm is all locked up. Not sure if the chicken wing's on the far side, but he's definitely, now he's working a head lever is what he's doing on that far side. He's got the arm, working a head lever. Look for him to try to pop his arm underneath, or he's going to try to put that arm on Rowan's back. It's on his hip pocket right now. You can see in the camera he had his left hand on the wrist and was trying to put it in his hip pocket. If he could, he was going to run around the head of Rowan and try to pick up some near fall or a possible pin. Potentially dangerous, so referee didn't like it, and so that's going to stop the match. Jackson Simpson goes back on top here on Rowan McComb's got to get up and get out as he finds himself down 5-3, 3-5 I guess it would be. Locked hands here by Jackson Simpson. It's going to make it where he cannot score any points. Referee gave Rowan a few seconds to try to get away, but once he got caught on his back, referee stopped it. Awards a point to Rowan McComb. That's going to make it 4-5. And now Simpson back on top again with 20 seconds left to go in what's been a crazy exciting first period. McComb finds himself stuck on bottom though. Jackson Simpson very crafty on top. And it appears that he knows exactly what he wants to do from here. We're down under 5 seconds now. Jackson Simpson working to try to get some near fall. McComb nearly gets to his feet in that quad pod position. Able to keep from getting turned. As we go into the second period, choice is going to go to Duncan. Coach Ashton Cooper is going to put his athlete down. Jackson Simpson now on bottom. Rowan McComb of Guthrie on top. Jaden Davenport there in the background, coach for Guthrie. Trying to talk up Rowan McComb to give him some instructions before this second period starts. As Rowan now hooks up a chicken wing of his own, and he's running the head. He's running the head. He's got to get that. He's got to get the head stuck, and he's got to get the shoulder down. Simpson's doing a good job staying on his knees, and now Rowan's got to drop down to the single leg so that Simpson can't get out. Rowan's going to have to try to finish this, or he's going to get called for stalling. Can't just stand there with it. He's going to have to try to score. Simpson goes for a big high flyer, tries to get McComb in a big-time throw, and sacrifices himself and sacrifices the position. Scores nothing and is now back on bottom. Rowan McComb is on top. And now Rowan's got the lazy ride hooked in. He's got the collar tie. Look for him to try to break it down, but look at this. Look at this. The defense to that lazy ride is to spin like that, and he tried it. Rowan almost got caught there, able to adjust. And there it is again. You could tell Jackson Simpson was waiting on that, and he timed it just right and was able to spin around when Rowan got to. He hooked up a leg and an arm on one side and kind of solidified himself there. Jackson Simpson recognized it early, almost got it, and then came back and kind of baited Rowan to do it again. That's a good reversal by Simpson. And now Rowan McComb on the edge with 35 seconds left to go, finds himself in all kinds of trouble. His shoulder's getting lower as that leg gets elevated, and that's going to be a fall. 6 points for Duncan with that pin by Jackson Simpson at 157 pounds. We are going to move up to 165 pounds. Looks like Jason Epp is going to be wrestling here at 165 pounds. He's going to be taking on Clayton Carey at 165 pounds. Back and forth duel with that pin. That bumps the Duncan Demons up to 23 points, trailing the Guthrie Bluejays by 2 at 25 points. Heavy collar ties here by Epp. Definitely the there's an outside single attempt by Carey. Just a battle here of two different body types. Short and stocky is Jason Epp, and tall and long is Clayton Carey, but I think Clayton Carey is definitely deceivingly strong. We've seen him in several positions this year just maneuver out just on true grip, but there's a nice takedown by Clayton Carey, and he's going to pick up 3 there. Clayton now got a chicken wing hooked up, got the bar arm. Look for him to run all the way around the front. Epp's doing a good job posting, trying to stop this. But now Clayton Carey's picking up near fall, going to try to pick up the pin here. Coach Jeremy Davenport over there in the corner calling him up, trying to get this pin, and Jason Epp able to roll through and get out. And now transitions to a cross-arm dump. He's running this barbed wire, and now this is tight. That's a pin. Clayton Carey picks up 6 more points for the Blue Jays. Transitions from one to the other and does a great job for his Blue Jays. A much-needed win. Back and forth duel. Blue Jays now at 31 points. Let's move into 175 pounds, where senior Bryson Hall looking to add to that 100-point win streak that he's got. Not win streak, but win total, as he remains undefeated this year. I just don't know. Looks like Isaiah Elix. Isaiah Elix is going to be wrestling for Duncan. Isaiah Elix, currently ranked number 8 in Class 5A, taking on number 1 ranked in Class 5A, Bryson Hall from Guthrie. This is going to be a battle of 2 ranked opponents. Bryson Hall, still undefeated on the season, has been a takedown machine. Elix in on a deep single leg, trying to jack it up, trying to get that trip. Now Bryson Hall's got that key lock on the right side, on his right side. He's locking down that arm. Bryson will be happy with the stalemate here. Elix is going to have to try to drag that arm out, try to get up. Bryson Hall makes a nice adjustment as Elix tries to climb up. Hall bails out and is able nice action here in this first period. 2 ranked opponents in Class 5A. It's always fun to watch this. Elix is going to try to pull off the upset here. Is Bryson Hall going to go back to doing what he does? I was saying earlier, just a takedown machine. He scored a ton of takedowns this year. And look for Bryson to be tough on top as well. And just a hammer on bottom. Elix, though, no stranger to wrestling, able to go 0-0 in the first period as the underdog. As Bryson Hall now, choice goes to Isaiah Elix of Duncan, and he's going to choose bottom. Bryson Hall going to go on top. We're scoreless in the first, going into the second, with every match having huge implications, as this has been a back-and-forth duel. A lot of bonus wins back and forth, and there have been a lot of exciting matchups. This one looks like it's cracked out to be another good one as well. Bryson Hall on top of the Blue Jays, grinding away tough here against Isaiah Elix, who's stuck down on bottom. Hall's got a cross arm caught and he's keeping the hips of Elix down well. Elix now battling, trying to get base back up, and now rolling through, got himself nearly out and on top, but Hall able to just continue to wrestle through. Nearly went to his back, nearly gave up a reversal, and then ends up just giving up the escape. Elix first to score in this matchup with down around a minute to go. Takes a shot. He's in on a high C. Bryson Hall trying to get around behind. Elix doing a good job of circling. Hall now got a snake or a cow catcher hooked up. From an underhook, he shoots it outside. High C knee pull. And with a big-time scramble of Isaiah Elix, Bryson Hall able to get that three-point takedown. He's got a bar arm and a wrist caught. And now he tried for the roll-through tilt. Elix strong down there, able to hold that off. Bryson Hall now trying to get back to work on top. He looks crafty from down here. And Bryson Hall looking for the chicken wing. Now goes to the head lever as he's trying to get that chicken wing hooked back up. Trying to catch that far arm. Now he's got the bar arm. Look for him to start trying to run this and score some points, but Elix doing a good job pushing that hip. Working his arm back and forth. Definitely making himself a handful down here. Bryson Hall normally used to scoring from here. Now he's got a little tilt hooked up. Bryson's going to try to get a tilt, and there's near fall. That's going to be a difference maker in a match like this where points are hard to come by. Bryson Hall picks up 4 points for near fall and is now up 7-1 and approaching approaching bonus. The new scoring system we have this year allows for 3 points takedowns and 4 points near fall, which means bonus points are actually easier to get. The same holds are worth more. And we're seeing that here in what was a close match. Now Bryson Hall running away with and looking to get bonus. As of now, up 8 points to 1. Another block sprawl go behind. And there's that same shot. He comes out of that underhook, hits a high C knee pull. Exact same sequence he scored with earlier. That's going to get him 3 more points for the takedown. And now he's got a bonus. He's in bonus territory, up 11-1 as he gets back to work on top. You can see both coaches, Jeremy Davenport and Jaden Davenport, over there encouraging their athlete to get more points. More points means more bonus wins. More bonus wins means better shot at winning this close duel. Look for Bryson Hall to keep scoring points. It's crazy to think it was a scoreless first period, and now things are definitely turning in Bryson Hall's favor. Isaiah Elix, to his credit, has looked good on his feet and has also looked good on bottom. Being tough down here as they run out of bounds. No change in position. That's going to leave Bryson Hall on top. And Isaiah Elix going back on bottom. 55 seconds left to go in the third period. And Bryson Hall's going to cut him loose. Coaches want that bigger bonus win. Bryson Hall's going to be looking for a tech fall. He's going to have to get a couple of takedowns if he wants them. And Isaiah Elix has been hard to score on. So look for that to be interesting. And Isaiah Elix is going to be dangerous from any position. Ranked number 8 in the state means you are a tough wrestler. And no easy out for anyone. So Bryson Hall's going to have to work hard here to score. Shoots him out of bounds, grabs a single leg, as Isaiah Elix is going to have to look for something big if he wants to win this. And Bryson Hall's going to have to be careful as he looks to try to score. Elix is going to need something big if he wants to win. Feet to back. Takedown won't do it. He's going to have to go feet to back and get a fall. We're down under 20 seconds. Bryson Hall now charging to the out of bounds, working here to try to score. Elix fighting him off here hard with that heavy collar tie. Hall goes in for that outside high C that he scored with a couple of times. Was not able to get there. There's another shot again. Elix, though, heavy on that head. We're down under 2 minutes. And that's going to be a win. Senior night for Bryson Hall as he picks up a bonus win for the Blue Jays. It's going to be 4 points on the clock, 4 points on the scoreboard. For the Blue Jays, Bryson Hall tries to pump up the crowd. And that's going to put the Blue Jays up 35-23. As this duel continues on, we're going to move up to 190 pounds. Starting to get into the big boys now. And I'm going to assume that we're wrestling Bryson Poindexter And he's going to be taking on the Blue Jays, Roston Usselton. And we'll get to action here. Bryson Poindexter currently ranked number 6 in 5A at 190 pounds, and Roston Usselton ranked number 3 in Class 5A. This should be a good one. Both of these guys will be good. Both these guys will be dangerous, and both these guys will be evenly paired. This should be a fun one. Poindexter now looking to cut the corner on Usselton. Usselton comes up with an underhook. A lot of big, heavy ties. Big-time headlock. Poindexter catches Roston Usselton in a headlock. He's got him on his back. Roston, though, fighting to get to his belly here. And Poindexter slowly losing it. Poindexter's trying to get near fall. Doesn't have near fall yet. Somehow Roston's able to keep his shoulders up. He's weaseling his head out the back. And he gets a reversal. And let me tell you how tight that was. Roston's headgear was yanked off his head trying to exit that. You know that was tight. Had it not been for that headgear, his ears might have come off. But holy cow, Roston Usselton fought like a dog to get out of what could have been a easy pinfall for most people. Bryson Poindexter hits a big headlock, and I think he's probably used to pinning people there. And boy, Roston Usselton fought like a dog to get off his back and get that reversal. Guys, this has been quite the duel, and this match looks like it's shaping up to be a fun one as well. I mean, Roston lost his headgear. Looks like he lost a contact. I bet he lost a little hair while he was down there as well. He fought like a dog. Want to take a minute here to just give a special thank you and shout out to our crew tonight. Lindsay Silvas over here running your score clock, running the in-house aux. She's doing a great job. And Jaden Rodriguez is running our camera tonight, filled in at the last minute for Lance Evans, who suffered an injury playing baseball today. We hope Lance is okay. And, of course, Chris Evans at home, always taking care of the little things. Makes it to where we can be on air, and we really appreciate Chris Evans as well. And, again, I'm Sean Silvas here on the calls. We're back to action in the first period. Roston Usselton of the Blue Jays is currently on top of Bryson Poindexter, but Bryson Poindexter is winning 3-2. There was a big-time headlock takedown, and then Roston was able to get a reversal from it. And now there's a nice little roll here. Crafty on bottom is Poindexter. He's big crafty on his feet. Now he's crafty on bottom. Roston trying for like a little ladle-type switch, trying to hang on here. Poindexter's trying to get out back. He's got like a modified, looks like a modified single leg that would normally be sort of a Peterson. Allowed him to get out. Now he's spinning around behind. He's got a leg, and that's going to be 2 points reversal for Poindexter. And now he finds himself back on top, up 5-2. He's got a cradle on the far side, and Usselton's in trouble here as he falls to his hip. He's going to be looking for near fall. Now Poindexter wisely goes back to the other side. I thought he was going to try to roll through there for the suicide cradle. Roston was ready for that. He was going to stop it. Poindexter jumps around and gets back in. Poindexter now frustrated with the referee as Roston was fighting there to pull hands apart. And now we're going to do a little bit of an injury time. Looks like in the hand fight there, Poindexter's thumb was possibly caught. What a scramble we had here. Poindexter made a nice adjustment there. He was fixing to hit a suicide cradle, and Roston Usselton was poised to post on that. If that would have happened, chances are Roston catches Poindexter on his back. So Poindexter, instead of rolling across his own back, readjusts, goes all the way back around and goes back to the original cradle and sets Roston back and picks up his near fall. And that puts Poindexter up 7-2 in what has been a crazy, exciting match. Now remember, Poindexter is ranked number 6 in Class 5A. Roston Usselton ranked number 3. Big-time implications here on this match as far as the rankings go, but even when it comes to regionals and state, these guys are going to battle back and forth, and it has been a fun one so far. But Poindexter, the underdog, finds himself up 7-2 as Roston Usselton now is on bottom, second period, minute 9 seconds to go. Roston gets to his feet quickly, and Poindexter now trying to stay heavy and bring him back down. Able to reach across and grab the ankle and knock Roston back down to his base as Usselton tries to fight hands here. Look for him to stay on those knees and start working himself back up. As he does, back to his feet. Poindexter now getting into the side headlock territory. He'll roll through and take Roston right to his back. As he starts to get near fall, Usselton scrambles through. Poindexter very crafty for a big guy. Picks up 3 near fall on that original hold, and now he's going for more near fall as they're working out of bounds over here. So wrestling here on the edge. Usselton's running out of time. Running out of time to make something happen. They go out of bounds, and Bryson Poindexter of Duncan is now still on top. And Roston Usselton's got to try to find a way to get off bottom and make something happen as he trails now 10-2. And Bryson Poindexter is in bonus territory for his team, the Duncan Demons. Now there's an escape for Usselton. That's 1 point. Usselton now, big lift for a big-time double-leg takedown and a near fall. Big-time turn of events. This is close, folks. That is a pin for Roston Usselton, who was down by 8 points. Big time. He gets an 8-point reversal to the back, picks up a pin, 6 more points for the Blue Jays, and another come-from-behind victory for the Blue Jays. 6 more points on the board. That's going to put them up 41-43, and Roston Usselton maintains that number 3 ranking. Holy cow, it has been a crazy night here inside the Blue Jay Gymnasium. Wyatt Silva's coming out for the Blue Jays, and he's going to be taking on Corbin Torres of the Demons. And if this is not Corbin Torres, folks, I do apologize. Big-time high C by Torres. Silvas with a heavy hip, blocks ball, go behind. Picks up 3 points. And that's going to be a takedown for Silvas. Again, if this is not Corbin Torres, I apologize. I did not get the name, so I'm not sure. But Torres roly-poling here, goes back and forth, but Silvas catches him on his back. He's got 2 points for near fall. And that's going to be 2 more points for near fall as they work towards the edge here. Torres now able to get to his feet, wrestling dangerous. These Demons very crafty on the bottom position. They roll a lot and they get super crafty. Now, if I remember right, I believe Torres and Silvas met up at the Duncan Invitational, and Torres was able to come out victorious with a roll from bottom. He caught Silvas on his back with a roll to win, possibly why they're going to put him out here thinking they can get another one, so this should be a good matchup. It was a good match before then. And you saw it earlier, Torres went straight for a hip roll. Wasn't able to score that time. This time Silvas trying to get behind. He's got the leg hook. Torres, though, still got a hold of the arm of Silvas. And look for him to roll through here. He's crafty here from this position, but Silvas picks up 3 for the takedown, and now he's back to work on top. He's got to get Torres broke down. Torres super dangerous from this position. When he's on his knees, he rolls, and that's what he does. Silvas this time able to set and catch. Looks like he's been working on the defense to that quite well, but Torres will be dangerous from bottom this entire match. And these Demons have been crafty on bottom. We've been seeing it. We've been seeing it all night. From bottom, they've been scoring big-time reversals, oftentimes to the back of their opponents. And Torres, no different. Very crafty on bottom. Looks like there's a bit of a size difference here, but Torres, game from bottom. Wyatt Silvas ends the first period up 8-1. And Torres defers. Choice goes to Guthrie. Silvas chooses bottom. Corbin Torres on top. We start the second period. Now Silvas inside leg stand up. Goes for hand control. Torres keeps a hold of that leg. He's going to have to let it go. Look for Torres to go for a headlock here. He's setting it up big time. Now he's going for a pass by on the far side. Trying to get it on his right side. Comes up for that headlock. He's been in on several shots on Silvas, just not able to finish. He's had easy access to those legs, but Silvas, with those heavy hips, does a better job defending that time. Blocks down now. Torres goes back to these heavy ties, goes for a big headlock. Silvas stays out front, keeps his head tall, but he's got to watch out. Torres, super dangerous. Rolls and headlocks. Always leave an athlete in. He's going to try this headlock again as he steps through. He's going back and forth. Now he goes for a big shot. Silvas on a big sprawl. Scored here twice, and he's going to score here a third time. And that's going to put Silvas up 12-1. And again, what an exciting match. These Duncan Demons are so crafty. There's the big roll we were talking about earlier. Big roll we were talking about earlier. It happened before. It happens again. Corbin Torres with the roll, going for near fall. He's got Wyatt Silvas in all kinds of trouble. And now he's got near fall. And there's a lot of time on the board. There's 37 seconds. And he's got Silvas in all kinds of trouble. Can't tell what the shoulder is here, but it's getting close. Torres, this is his chance to win. He's got to make it happen. Now he's walking the arm out. Silvas in all kinds of trouble. He's got to go back and forth. 18 seconds to go. It's a ton of time. And there's the pin for Corbin Torres. Catches Silvas in another roll, catches him sleeping, and picks up 6 points for the Duncan Demons.
Okay, we'll beat that. It's all right.
Big time come from behind for the Demons. That was a big one for them all night. It's been Guthrie coming up from behind, but tonight the Demons finally get one in their favor. That's going to put 6 more on the board for them, and that's going to be 29 points for the Demons to the current 41 of the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are going to win this duel, but there's still one more match to go. Moving on to the big boys at heavyweight, 285 pounds. Garrett Henry is going to wrestle for the Demons, and he's going to take on Sir William Morgan of the Blue Jays. Garrett Henry currently ranked number 4 in Class 5A. And look for him to have big feet to back as well. Saw him wrestle a little bit in Duncan also. Sir William Morgan comes to us from football. We've been talking about it all week, but these boys were 4 weeks or 5 weeks almost behind the rest of the wrestlers as the Guthrie Bluejays made it all the way to the state finals in Class 5A football. And that didn't chew up, but it took up a few of our wrestlers who are just now getting back to action after Christmas. It's been a busy week for them, a good week for them, with a lot of matches and a lot of competition to help them knock that rust off and get back to action. Sir William Morgan was one of those wrestlers that was on the football team. And so now he's here. Action headlock attempt there by Garrett Henry, as these big boys are heavy in the collar ties and heavy wrist ties. In heavyweight, it seems like not much happens until something big happens. There's a big-time underhook here by Henry. And Sir Will does a good job keeping his hips back as they work towards the out-of-bounds. We're back to action here in the center with 30 seconds left to go. Sir Will's got a overtie, pulling down hard. And there's Henry, just gets a nice single leg. Sir Will able to stomp that out. He's got the angle, he's got the bear hug on the side. Able to just slip around back and pick up 3. Garrett Henry now leading Sir William Morgan with that takedown right at the end of the first period. Sir Will gets to his feet, and he's not able to escape, but nearly does at the buzzer. As we go to the second period, choice is going to go to Guthrie. Choice is going to go to Duncan. And they're going to put Garrett Henry on bottom. Sir William Morgan of the Blue Jays on top currently trails Garrett Henry 0-3 as we're back to action here in the second period. Sir Will gets a ankle tie, trying to hold him down. Garrett Henry does a nice job post and stand up. He gets out for 1. That's going to be 4-0 now. He has the lead over Sir William Morgan. Sir Will now starting to get a little bit active. Hits a little fake for the right. Now he's trying to do a snap down. Henry hanging on heavy here in these ties. Now Henry heavy on that head, does a snap down. Looks like he's using that to set up that little leg shot that he got earlier, just a standing single leg. Gets heavy on the head, catches it reaching, and then just drops down and grabs the leg. Classic heavyweight single leg, but he's doing a good job setting it up. Sir Will digging inside and staying heavy on his own, which makes it hard to get underneath. Good fake there by Sir Will. He's got to put something together with it. As Henry now works on this over tie, look for him to maybe do a pass by. He's got it set up. He needs Sir Will to push. If Sir Will pushes, he might do that pass by. There it is right there. Sir Will savvy to it. Doesn't step into it like needed. And now both guys staying parallel, pushing back and forth like big guys do. Garrett Henry here doesn't have to take much of a risk, being that he's winning so far. He's up 4-0, so it's not up to him to take a risk. He can hang out here and hand fight, and he's winning the match. Sir Will is the one that's going to have to open up and start trying to force something. Garrett Henry wise to that. Will be good to just stand and bang if he needs to. He'll take points if he can get them, but he definitely doesn't have to force a shot. He doesn't have to get underneath that big man. He can just hang out here all day and take what he can get now that he's ahead. And Sir William's going to have to start getting busy if he wants to try to win this match. He's currently down 4-0. And coaches are going to put him on his feet. With these big guys, oftentimes getting off bottom is difficult with just all the weight. And Sir Will, just being a new wrestler, has not quite figured out that bottom position. So coaches are going to put him up and put him in the neutral position, hopeful that perhaps he can do a feet to back, some type of big move to get Garrett Henry down. And that's kind of where this is going to go. Like I said earlier, with these heavyweights, it's interesting. Not a lot happens until something big happens. And so hopefully Sir Will can make something big happen for the Blue Jays. And Garrett Henry, look for him to shut that down. And, while Sir Will's trying to force something, that might open up something for Garrett Henry to attack or to just get an easy takedown with. So little blood time. Blood time's over. They're just cleaning things up over here next to the camera. You see Sir Will over there with his teammates. Jeremy Davenport, Jaden Davenport over there, happy with the results of tonight's duel. They've had several super big wins. Several come from behind victories. And nice senior night victory here against the Duncan Demons, who showed up to wrestle. Holy cow, it's been a fun one. There's been some big-time matches. Most of the big exciting ones went to the side of the Blue Jays, but that 215-pound match, big come-from-behind victory there for the Demons. Corbin Torres pulled off a big upset over Wyatt Silvas, and we find ourselves now out here at the heavyweight matchup. Going to get this duel finished up with the big boys. We're in the third period. Sir William chooses neutral. Big time low-level single on the whistle by Garrett Henry. And I definitely misjudged what was going to happen there, as I thought Henry was going to just ride out the victory. He shoots a low-level single on the whistle and comes up with a big lift to the back of Sir William Morgan. And he picks up 7 points in about 12 seconds, about 14 seconds. And now he's up 11-0 with a bonus point win. I'm sorry, a bonus point lead over Sir William Morgan. Morgan out to his feet, able to get out. It's going to make it 11-1 with a 10-point deficit here for Sir William to make up. With 1:30 to go in the last period of this match, in the last period of the duel, Sir Will's going to have to look for something big. And again, Garrett Henry does not have to take any risk. Big shot there by Sir Will. He about got that single leg pulled up. And like I say, Garrett Henry doesn't have to take a risk here, but he can if he wants to. There's a takedown for Sir Will. Little snap down, go behind. And now Sir Will goes to work on top. Had a little communication with the coaches. There's a cradle. Almost had it locked up. Garrett Henry now on bottom. He was able to get up and out in the second, but doesn't act like he wants to get up and out now, but possibly needs to just get out of there. Sir Will's going to try to get a turn here. He's going to try to get to work if he can. Garrett Henry staying strong down here on bottom, staying solid. Again, not having to force anything, but now he just stands up, gets away. And now with 30 seconds left to go, Sir Will's got to do something big. Garrett Henry's up 12-4. That's still 8 points. That's still a major decision victory, which will earn his team 4 points. If Sir Will can just get a takedown or something, he will take away that bonus win. So he's going hard just to try to get a point back for his team if he can, but Henry just shutting it down. Big-time headlock here by Sir Will. Not able to get it, and that's going to be a major decision victory for Garrett Henry. And that's going to make the final score of this duel 41-33. Guthrie wins against the Duncan Demons. Exciting match tonight, folks. It was crazy from the get-go. And it was a lot of fun. Big-time senior night. We got to recognize some of the wrestlers who have contributed so much to this program and done so much for our wonderful town of Guthrie. And then we got to action with what started off at 106 pounds, was a crazy fun duel almost all the way up till the end. So that was a fun time. Referee did a great job tonight, as well as our new and appointed camera person, Jaden Rodriguez. I appreciate him stepping up and helping tonight. And as always, Lindsay Silvas over here helping us make a good broadcast. Before they roll this mat up, just want to give a special shout out again to our sponsors who made this possible. As I had to yell at the wrestlers for ripping up this tape as if this mat was free. They're going to take this mat up. It was a great job here by the Blue Jays. Coach, you want to do a little talk here? Guys, I'm going to bring in Coach Jaden Davenport because he is ready to go. Hey, Lindsay, can you? Good camera. We got all kinds of fun camera angles going here, guys. Here in just a second, we are going to talk with Coach Jaden Davenport.
Oh, yeah. Check. Hear me good?
Oh, we got you, Coach. We got you. All right, so.
Uh-oh. Do I say?
All right, this is super official. Look how good this was.
There we go.
All right, Coach, super exciting night against the Duncan Demons. It started off hot.
Oh, yeah.
And it sort of ended that way. So many come from behind victories. What's your initial thoughts?
Great duel. They're a very good team. We went out and we fought. We keep on improving every single day, and that's what we love to see is us, the stuff that we're working on in the practice room, transitioning out here on the mat. It's really showing. We've went through a bunch of tough competition recently, and I think that's prepared us very well to come in and wrestle in a good 5A team. They're ranked above us, and so I think we just showed that we're a better team than what people expect we are. So that's a good sign, and I really love seeing that.
Yeah. So you kicked off. This second semester, you went against number one team in 3A, number one team in 4A. It's been hard to kind of get some traction. A lot of your younger guys going up against some of the best kids in the state. Not really a good look at where they're at as far as 5A goes, as far as where they're going to be at the regional tournament. Tonight we get a very ready to go. Ashton really brought a tough team here from Duncan together, and you got to get a good look at your younger guys. How excited are you for how well they did tonight?
I'm very excited. I think they've set themselves up very well when it comes down to the end of the season, when it comes to beating another 5A opponent, and when it comes down to dual state and regionals. I think it's very, very, very good. But speaking of, you said we dual much good, tough competition. We dual Blackwell, number one in 3A. I don't think they have a single kid that's outside of third, and they're on their team. And then same thing with Tuttle. And we got to wrestle El Reno and Duncan today, and we was able to compete very well. Ashton's a phenomenal coach. He always does a good job. Game plans very, very well. he's very good at what he's doing down there at Duncan. He always has a good team. They're very well prepared. So when we come out and wrestle like we did today, it shows a lot. Like I said, I can't be any more proud than how these guys went out and competed today. The kids wrestled very well today, and I can't be more proud.
Yeah, so your young guys obviously made a huge difference in this duel where they pulled through, but obviously your seniors, the guys that we were honored tonight.
Yeah.
Caden Herendeen came out, did what he needed to do. Started off slow against a guy that was really wrestling him tough, but by the end just kind of stuck to it, kept grinding, really pulled through. Similar with Bryson Hall.
Yeah.
Came out 0-0 match in the first again, slow going started, but really just kept grinding, kept doing what they do. How proud are you of this senior class and just the way they performed tonight?
The seniors are the leaders of this team. They're the core. They lead these guys very well day in, day out. They set the momentum. They do a lot of great things. Then they trust in themselves. They just keep on pushing the pace. Sooner or later, kids are going to have to start opening up and wrestling. That's kind of what happened with Caden. First match kind of slow, but kids kind of moving around. We're trying to chase him, but he's forced to wrestle us. And then when you're forced to wrestle a guy like that, Caden's able to blow a match open really quick. Same thing with Bryson. I think that was probably the best leg defense I've seen out of the wrestler in a while with Bryson Hall. Defending that single leg for probably about a minute, maybe more. And we don't fall in that position. We probably go and probably get the tech, but that burned a lot of time. But even then, Bryson's so good at all positions when it comes to feet, top or bottom, and he can blow a match open anywhere. He got to his top game, went to his tilts, and he started opening up on his feet, getting to takedowns, getting to his underhooks and to a high C. So, he started, feeling them out and got to what was working, and his toolbox is massive. And that same thing with Caden. They give him about 30 seconds to a minute, and they'll figure out how to take you down or get a turn. And so, they're great coaches in the room, and they're great leaders. And I can't have any better kids than those guys right there.
All right, so we had Blackwell Monday night, Tuttle El Reno Tuesday night. We got Duncan Thursday night, and wrestling ain't over this week.
No.
Just preview. I know we got Carl Albert this weekend, Friday, Saturday. These boys are getting a ton of mat time, a ton of experience. Going into district duels, that's probably not a bad idea as far as that goes. Just preview next week what that's going to look like and what we can expect at the duels.
Next week we got Tuesday. We're going down to Bishop Kelly. We're wrestling Bishop Kelly, Edison, Pryor, and Sepulpa. We just got to go and compete. We wrestle like we did tonight. We're going to go take care of business, and it'll be fine. But we gotta go wrestle like we know how. That's the main thing. We can't be hesitant. We can't be lethargic. We got to go out, and we have to compete to our best ability. We do that, we'll take care of business no matter who we are wrestling. We just got to trust in ourselves, trust in our ability, trust in our training, and we do that, everything will fall into place.
All right, so last question I got for you, last thing, Coach. Big-time crowd again tonight, and without the Little League wrestling. Little League's trying to get ready for a tournament this weekend, and normally that adds to it. But a nice crowd here on senior night. Brand new Guthrie wrestling mat just came in. Beautiful. How excited are you for just Guthrie wrestling in the town of Guthrie?
Oh, man. This town's so supportive. We couldn't have got this beautiful mat out here if it wasn't for them. We got some new bags that the kids are representing today. Going to represent next week from TIG and from some great companies in this town that's willing to donate to the athletics. And, great support. This town is a great town to be in when it comes to supporting their athletes and just the sports in general. I can't ask for a better community to be a part of and to represent. And I know these guys think the same. They'll go out with pride. They're honored to have that G on their chest, and they represent this town very well. Everywhere we go, we compete hard. We compete to the very end. We always fight, and we represent ourselves as class. And I think the town should be proud of them, and we're also, extremely grateful for what this town has given us in this wrestling program. I can't say thank you enough to everybody. I should probably write a handwritten letter to every person in this town for what they've done. So, but I can't say thank you enough to what Guthrie has done for not only me but for this program. It's phenomenal. I can't ask for a better place.
All right, well, Coach, congratulations on a big win, 5A. Good luck the rest of the week and next week.
Oh, yeah. Go Blue Jays.
We'll see you there.
All right, guys, that was head coach Jaden Davenport. Super excited after a big win against a tough Duncan team. They were ranked. They were ready to wrestle tonight, and it was a lot of fun. It's been a while since I've enjoyed a duel that much, and it was a lot of fun. Started off early at 106 pounds where Joel Landry picked up a big-time upset win over Jesse Chastain, able to pick up a big win there at 113 pounds. We went on Uriah Sisk, fell short to Stephen Harris, but at 120 pounds, Caden Herendine hit a wall there against Carter Riddles early on, like Coach was talking about. It was a tough match. Riddles was wrestled a smart match, but eventually it just overcame, and how do I want to say this? Just the experience and the skill of Caden Herendine just continued to, I guess, just mount, and he was able to just run up the score as time allowed. 126 pounds. Aiden Smith took on Felipe Villarreal. And Aiden, to his credit, Villarreal really he scored. Seemed like every attempt he took, he scored. He was able to rack up that score. Villarreal stud. That kid was so smooth. Just smooth in all his transition. Wrestled really well, but Aiden Smith did a great job of wrestling with a highly ranked opponent against a kid that on paper was going to be a lot better. He wrestled, I would say he lost a very good match. I was proud of Aiden. He wrestled well. 132 pounds was all Bryson Burton. Matt Mahalik came out and to his credit, was trying to stay in the match, was trying to slow things down, but Burton wasn't having any of it. He just kept on coming and kept on thumping. Number 4 ranked Bryson Burton is going to have a great season if he hadn't already. Was very impressed with what he was able to do. 138 pounds was a fun one, as Bladen Harper came out and took Luke Lyons down 3 times in the first period and was really running up the score, and it looked like it was going to be all Bladen Harper, and then Luke Lyons was able to slow things down, get a takedown of his own, and then ends up catching Bladen Harper on his back from bottom. Luke Lyons on bottom was able to come out the back door and catch Bladen on his back and was able to pick up a fall, and this place went nuts. It was super, super exciting, and that really started the ball rolling for momentum as 144 pounds. Colton Stevens picks up a much-needed win against Jack Lovett to just continue that snowball rolling. 150 pounds. Aiden Harden, freshman, picks up a big win over Deacon Clark. And then Rowan McComb came out and had a tough one against Jackson Simpson. It was a back and forth. Rowan was doing well, but this time it went to Jackson Simpson, and Rowan fell short to that one. And then at 65, Jason Epp was versing Clayton Carey. Clayton Carey of Guthrie came out, took him down, and just got to work. Got a few takedowns, got a couple near fall, and eventually caught Jason Epp on his back and was victorious with the pin. Bryson Hall at 175 pounds for the Blue Jays took on, guys, I can't read this handwriting, Isaiah Elix. And number 8 versus number 8 versus number 1 in what was a close first period match. 0-0. Second period, Bryson scores a takedown, and by the time that second period was over, Bryson Hall starts to get that motor running, starts to get that momentum going, and was game. Elix was game the entire time. That kid's tough, but Bryson was just able to overwhelm him, keep running up the score, kept scoring, didn't get the tech fall, but was close to it, gets the major decision win at 190 pounds. Roston Usselton took on Bryson Poindexter in what was a back and forth affair. A lot of craziness was going on in that match, and I believe Poindexter was able to come out on top. 215 was a crazy one. Wyatt Silvas was up 12-1, had 3 or 4 takedowns, had some near fall. It was all Wyatt Silvas, but that crafty Corbin Torres had caught Wyatt before. They wrestled at the Duncan tournament, and Wyatt was winning that match, got caught in a hip roll, and ended up getting caught on his back and pinned. And then the exact same thing happens tonight. Wyatt was in commanding control of that, and Torres was able to hit that hip roll and pick up a much-needed win for Duncan. They had fallen several of those last matches in a row were going Guthrie's way. The momentum was going Guthrie's way. The home crowd advantage was going Guthrie's way, and they needed something to kind of stifle that. And so at 215, Corbin Torres was able to get that done. And then we moved up to heavyweight at 285, where Garrett Henry was taking on Sir William Morgan. And what was a slow start, Henry there in the second period had a nice low-level single, came up with a big lift and throw, and
pretty soon you got an 11-1 match going on. Sir Will was able to get a takedown there at the end, but Henry commanded that match for the most part. Guys, it was a fun duel. Your final score was 33 for the Demons, and the Blue Jays win 41 points. So 41-33, Guthrie Blue Jays defeat the Duncan Demons in what was a great and fun match tonight. Guys, it's been a while since we started off the year. We had 4 or 5 events here inside of our gymnasium, and then we hit the road, and we hadn't been back since, so it was nice to be home. I'm glad that all of our gear worked tonight. I just want to apologize one more time for those of you guys that were tuning in Tuesday night. That broadcast was rough. We had a lot of technical difficulties. We got those solved over the last couple of days so that we could bring you a good broadcast this time, and it was a fun one for sure. Just want to give a special shout out to Dr. Don's Chiropractic Center. Dr. Don sponsored tonight's duel. And as always, Dr. Dawn is doing everything for our wrestlers. She's the trainer, she's the doctor, she's the chiropractor, she's the supporter, she's the mother, she's the whatever she needs to do, Dr. Dawn does for the Blue Jays. And rumor has it she even helped out with that beautiful wrestling mat out there. So anyway, Dr. Dawn, we want to thank you for putting us duel on tonight, for sponsoring this, and for always loving on our Guthrie wrestlers. We also want to give a shout out to Seth Robbins and TIG. Those bags that you guys provided were in effect all week on the road. The boys even brought them out tonight, and they're going to be using them big time this weekend. The junior high now has bags that they're going to be able to take with them as they go to Shawnee, and then the girls will have bags as well as they travel. So it's going to be a big weekend of wrestling, and now we have a place to put all our gear. Thanks to TIG, so we want to thank Seth and the boys down there for supporting us, for all you guys that pitched in on this wrestling mat. It was long overdue, and we are so, so grateful to have such a beautiful piece of mat down now to help us just to help us look good here on these duels. It was great to see down here on the floor. We really, really appreciate that. And then all of our sponsors. We've had a ton of sponsors doing all kinds of stuff, feeding these wrestlers, housing these wrestlers, all the boosters, all the parents, everybody that makes wrestling possible in the town of Guthrie. We really, really appreciate that. So I'm going to sign off tonight. You probably done listening to me talk. I know that my wife is ready for me to get out of here. I just want to say one more time, thanks to Lindsey Silvis for running the score clock for you. Want to thank Jaden Ramirez for filling in for Lance on the camera. He did a great job tonight. I am Sean Silvis, and again, Chris Evans, thank you at home. Guys, it was a fun night in Guthrie. It was a fun night of wrestling, and we will be back in action next Tuesday on the Guthrie News page at the district duel. So it's going to be Tuesday all day. We'll post the times of the duels, and we will try to bring that to you. I know a lot of you guys are going to be at work, and a lot of you guys are going to have things going on during the day, but we're going to broadcast live from that event so that we can hopefully bring some entertainment to you guys that can't be there. So anyway, for Guthrie Wrestling, for the Guthrie News page, I am Sean Silvis, and I'm going to sign off here. And again, go Guthrie.